I have been accused of having a very random channel. Anyway, tonight's project is how to make glitter shitter pills. These are little pills that theoretically, well, you don't have to ingest them if you don't want to. I mean, it's up to you, it's entirely at your own risk. But theoretically, they will turn your shit into a spangled mess of spectacular unicorn fun. Anyway, let's get a bit of paper here and we'll show what we're going to do. We're going to use gelatin capsules. Now, these are available off eBay, as is everything these days. And these are normally used by health food enthusiasts for putting their own dried herbs in. And they come in two parts. They come in the base part, which is quite a big bit, and they come in a smaller bit that just sits over it in the top, and the two of them actually click together. So what we're going to do, these are size 00. I'm not sure of the sizing system, but 00 is apparently the one of the biggest you can get, and that's what we want for maximum glitteriness. So we're going to put in glitter. Now, you get two types of glitter. You get lots of different types of glitter, but the main thing here is you get the square cut glitter, which has quite sharp edges, and you get round glitter, which has no sharp edges, but is kind of rare because it's quite inefficient to produce it, and you get hexagonal cut glitter, which is very common and is as good as round. It's got rounder edges and it poses less of a sort of risk of internal laceration. Not that I really think internal laceration is a bit of an issue here. So if you consider that fine glitter like this has been supplied for putting it on cakes, hold on, I'll just do my representation of a cake here. Cake. If you consider that it's been sold, there are two types of glitter sold for cakes: the actual genuinely edible glitter and what's called non-toxic glitter. Now, most glitter is non-toxic because it's designed for small children to do arts and crafts with, and inevitably they will ingest some. So it has to be non-toxic, and it's generally, if you were to look close up at glitter, you'd see it's a piece of plastic, usually polyester. And on one side it's got a very thin layering of aluminium, which gives it the shine, and sometimes they actually then coat it to actually protect the aluminium. And you get it in various grades. You get the really coarse chunky bits. Quite literally you can get big huge bits like that, but we don't want to eat anything like that. So I would say, well, here's Rosco theatrical glitter. Now this is measured in fractions of an inch, so in this case it's 1/64th inch, this glitter, and Rosco glitter is designed for scenic use, and it's really quite stunning. This is so bright. And on the instructions it says, caution, while essentially non-toxic, Rosco glitter is easily airborne and can cause respiratory irritation. And the reason for that is because in the theatre industry, where a lot of glitter is used, they tend to blow it on with compressed air guns to actually get it cover large surfaces, and you don't really want to be breathing small particulate matter like this, and it could be quite an irritation. But it does say it's not considered toxic, which is good, and most glitters, as I say, aren't. So the plan here is that you could either, you could just use this as a little glitter bomb if you wanted to. Glitter looks fantastic on a sunny day. You could just pull the parts apart, and you could just scatter it. It would probably pop open with enough force to actually scatter it. So you could use it to really annoy people by glitter bombing public areas. Or we could do what the real point of this is, and we could try and make sparkly poop. Now, as I say, I'm not going to encourage you guys to actually ingest this stuff, and I will be trying this myself later. But not right now, because I'm getting a flight tomorrow, and the last thing I really want is diarrhea on a flight. Explosive spangly diarrhea, or indeed, given the stormy weather at the moment, and the fact it will be a propeller style plane, I don't particularly want spangly vomit either. So I'll be holding off at the moment, but I will be testing this with fine glitter. So here we've got the 1/64th inch glitter, and this stuff here off eBay, readily available. eBay is just a mecca for everything you want like this. You can get all the colours, you can get all the densities. This is quite a coarse one. This one is 0.008 inch. Now, I did a conversion. That means this one's half the size. This one's actually effectively 1/32 of an inch. And this one likewise, for its 1/64th inch, it's actually roughly about 0.016, so about double the size of the gold stuff here. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to get this stuff out the way, and I'm going to show you how to fill these capsules. And I'm going to use the Rosco one. Quite an expensive glitter, the Rosco, but it's just, when you see it compared to other glitters, when you see it next to them, it's just unbelievable. It flows like liquid inside. It almost looks like mercury, although obviously it's not mercury. And I wouldn't encourage ingesting mercury, obviously. But it's really an incredible glitter. So it is a little bit more expensive, but for scenic purposes, it's fantastic. So here's one of the capsules. And it comes together, but not actually clicked together. So I'm just going to pull the two parts of that apart. And it's probably almost completely invisible to the camera because it really is just a very thin shell of gelatine. Beef gelatine. You can get vegetarian versions for those vegetarians wishing to spangle their poop. So take the large section and a piece of cardboard folded in a little sort of scoop. Now this is a really good way of doing it because it's not so messy. Not that I'm saying it's completely not messy, because glitter involves mess whatever you do with it. So you want to fill up the capsule, the large side of the capsule, up to the top, and then tap it. And you want to tap it down to actually settle it so you can get more in, because we want our poops to be the spangliest we can possibly get them. And yeah, that's pretty good. That's about as much as I'm going to get in there. And then take the other part of the cap and press it down until it clicks. And that's you got your spangly glitter pill. So once you've made several of these, you can then decide whether you want to actually risk ingesting them. It's up to you. If you do, then make sure you leave a note in the comments below as to what the end result was. But yes, not the project you guys were expecting, but quite a fun project nonetheless.